Today we are comparing Viking Ocean Cruises with Holland America Line. Two very different interpretations of a mature, destination-focused cruise. Viking offers a quieter, more inclusive, small ship experience. Holland America offers more choice, more conventional entertainment and far more accessible cabins. But the biggest difference is the price. On one 14-night Baltic comparison, an entry-level veranda for two was $35,396 on Viking and $10,698 on Holland America, a difference of almost $25,000. That does not automatically make Holland America better. The itineraries were similar rather than identical, and Viking includes benefits that Holland America does not. But a gap that large deserves a careful explanation. We will compare three real cruises at three cabin levels, then adjust the fares for the inclusions a couple might actually use. Welcome back to Rob Nawa Travels. We are not travel agents, and neither cruise line has paid us to make this comparison. To support this video, we created a comprehensive comparison spreadsheet covering every ship in both fleets, passenger and crew ratios, cabins, drinks, dining, accessibility, solo travel, independent passenger ratings, and every fare used here. The link is in the description. This video concentrates on the differences most likely to affect your decision. Why compare Viking, an adults-only cruise line carrying fewer than 1,000 guests, with Holland America, which welcomes families and operates ships carrying between approximately 1,400 and 2,700? Because both appeal strongly to mature travellers who value service, comfortable ships, interesting itineraries, dining and enrichment more than water parks or party atmosphere. After our Viking versus Oceania video recently, many viewers told us they preferred Holland America or considered it a genuine Viking alternative. The differences are therefore the point. We want to know what Viking's adults-only policy, smaller ships, extra space and inclusions are worth, and what you gain or give up with Holland America. We also avoided using one of Holland America's older, smaller R-Class ships simply to obtain a lower fare. All three Holland America prices are on the newer Statendam, a modern Pinnacle-class ship. Our Viking sample contains one newer 998 guest ship and two standard 930 guest ships, with cruises matched by duration, month and region. Holland America is not a Viking clone. The question is whether it meets enough of the same priorities to be a credible alternative, and whether Viking's premium is justified. Viking is adults only, with a minimum age of 18. Its modern Scandinavian ships are calm and destination focused, with no casino, art auctions or resort ship atmosphere. Guests generally come for culture, organised sightseeing and quiet evenings. The age demographics of Viking passengers is normally around 55 plus. Holland America also attracts an older generation of mature travellers, and while families are welcome, they are rarely seen on longer voyages or outside holiday periods. Holland America therefore often feels adult focused, but only Viking guarantees that every guest will be at least 18. Holland America is also more traditional and sociable, with live music, productions, trivia, bars and a casino. One viewer told us that dancing began at 5 in the afternoon on their sailing. Timetables vary, but it captures the appeal. Guests can enjoy music and dancing before dinner without waiting for a late night party scene. Viking is the quieter choice. Holland America is the more social one. Neither is wrong. They are designed for different travellers. Most Viking ocean ships carry 930 guests. The newer version carries 998. Their guest space ratios are approximately 51 to 54, with about 59 crew members for every 100 guests. Strong numbers that help the ships feel spacious and well staffed. Holland America's 11 ships span 4 classes, from the 1,432 guest R-Class to Pinnacle-class ships carrying around 2,650. Guest space ratios generally range from 37 to 43, with approximately 39 to 45 crew members for every 100 guests. That does not mean Holland America necessarily feels overcrowded. Its ships are designed for more passengers and provide more venues, but Viking offers considerably more ship volume per guest and a higher cruise to passenger ratio. Every Viking Ocean cabin has a private veranda. Veranda and deluxe veranda cabins measure about 270 square feet, including the balcony, on the 930 guest ships and 288 square feet on the newer 998 guest version. Penthouse verandas increase from approximately 338 to 360 square feet. Viking's strength is consistency. Once you understand one ship, the next feels familiar. Holland America offers much more variety, from inside and ocean view cabins to verandas and several suite levels. Its veranda cabins generally range from approximately 228 to 405 square feet. Vista suites are around 260 to 356, and signature suites approximately 393 to 400 square feet. That variety creates more price points, family choices, and larger suite options, but also more complexity. Viking's dining program is consistent across the fleet. Alongside the restaurant and Will Cafe are Manfredi's, the chef's table, Mamson's, the pool grill and afternoon tea. Specialty dining and 24-hour room service are included, although reservations and booking priority can depend on cabin category. Holland America offers more variety, especially on Pinnacle class, with complimentary casual and main dining, plus specialty venues such as Pinnacle Grill, Tamarind, Canaletto and Morimoto by Sea. Several cost extra unless covered by a promotion. Viking wins for simple, predictable inclusion. Holland America wins narrowly for restaurant choice. Viking includes beer, wine and soft drinks with lunch and dinner. Outside those meal times, alcoholic and soft drinks cost extra, unless you purchase the Silver Spirits package. Tea, coffee and bottled water remain available throughout the day. Wi-Fi, self-service laundry, the Nordic Spa and one shore excursion in every port are also included. Suggested gratuities are $20 per person per night, while the optional Silver Spirits package costs $27 per person per day, including service charge. Our Holland America fares used the Have It All early booking bonus. It included the Elite Drinks package, premium Wi-Fi, crew appreciation, one specialty dinner and shore excursion credit, $100 per guest on the 7-night cruise and $200 on each 14-night cruise. Eligible alcoholic drinks are limited to 15 per day and can be enjoyed outside of meal times as well. Holland America also offers a lower cruise-only fare without the have-it-all benefits. That may suit passengers who drink very little, arrange their own tours, and do not want the additional package inclusions. The main difference is excursions. Viking normally includes an introductory walking, coach or cultural tour in each port. Holland America provides a flexible dollar credit, but it is unlikely to buy tours for 2 people in every port. Of course, you can always use an independent operator or explore by yourself. We did that on a Viking river cruise recently in Cologne, when Viking did not offer what we wanted to see. It gave us control over the itinerary and cost, and third-party tours can sometimes be cheaper. Viking focuses on historians, destination lectures, port talks, classical musicians and cultural performances. The evenings are understated. Holland America combines enrichment with theatre productions, live bands, trivia, game shows and a casino, although programs vary by sailing. Viking wins for learning and peaceful evenings. Holland America for entertainment variety. Viking includes its Nordic Spa with thermal pool, sauna, steamed facilities, heated lounges and snow grotto for every guest. Hal's thermal suite can also be impressive, with hydrotherapy pool, heated lounges and thermal rooms depending on the ship, but access normally costs extra. Viking's ocean ships have only 2 wheelchair-accessible cabins. Holland America offers far more choice, approximately 22 to 30 accessible cabins per ship class. Holland America is the clear winner here, but neither line can make every tender, gangway or excursion accessible. Viking has no dedicated solo cabins, so one guest normally occupies a double veranda and may pay a substantial supplement. Each Holland America Pinnacle class ship has 12 solo ocean view cabins, while selected Vista class ships are receiving solo veranda options. Availability is limited and they're not always the cheapest fare, but Holland America clearly provides more solo choice. A Across 7,618 independently published ratings for 13 Viking ships, the weighted average was approximately 4.57 out of 5. Across 9,344 ratings for Holland America's 11 ships, it was 3.86. These are voluntary online reviews we obtained, not a controlled survey, and they cover different passengers and years, but the sample is too large to dismiss. Our spreadsheet gave Holland America a small non-price feature advantage, 4.3 against Viking's 4.0, because Holland America offers more choice. Yet passenger ratings strongly favour Viking, suggesting that consistency and execution may matter more than the length of a feature list. Now we come to the part of our research that surprised us most, the price. We compared 3 cruises at random with the same number of nights in the same month and broadly the same region. For Holland America, we selected the option to choose our own stateroom within the Have It All booking fare as the closest comparison to Viking's inclusions. The first comparison is a 7-night Mediterranean cruise. Viking Libra sails Journey to Antiquities from Athens to Rome on the 3rd of February 28. Newer Statendom sails a 7-night Mediterranean Splendor itinerary from Athens to Rome on the 12th of February. At entry balcony level, Viking's 288 square foot veranda cabin was $2,999 per person, or $5,998 for 2. Holland America's veranda cabin was $1,794 per person, or $3,588 for 2. Viking was therefore $2,410, or 67% more expensive. For the closest standard size comparison, Viking's deluxe veranda was $6,998 for 2. Holland America's Vista Suite was $4,468. The difference was $2,530, making Viking approximately 57% more expensive. At the premium level, Viking's 360 square foot penthouse veranda was $8,198 for 2. Holland America's 393 to 400 square foot signature suite was $6,188. The difference narrowed to $2,010, or approximately 33%. Our second comparison, a 14-night Mediterranean cruise, showed almost exactly the same pricing pattern. Viking Star, one of the standard 930 guest ships, sails the Mediterranean and Adriatic Odyssey from Rome to Athens on the 7th of February 2028. Newer Statendom sails a 14-night Western Mediterranean itinerary from Rome to Athens on the 19th of February. At entry level, Viking's veranda cabin was $10,798 for 2, compared with $6,858 on Holland America, approximately 58% more. The full table on screen shows all 3 cabin levels. The closest standard size comparison produced an almost identical 57% premium. At the premium level, Viking's penthouse veranda was $14,198 for 2, compared with $11,078 for Holland America's signature suite. The difference narrowed to approximately 28%. So the pattern held. Holland America was cheaper at every level, but Viking's percentage premium became smaller as the cabins became larger. The third comparison produced a dramatically different result. Viking Saturn sails Scandinavia and Baltic capitals from Copenhagen to Oslo on the 1st of June 2028. Newer Statendom sails a 14-night Baltic and Scandinavian capitals cruise round trip from Dover on the 23rd of June. Both are 14-night Northern European cruises in the same month, but the embarkation points and port sequence are not identical. At entry level, Viking's veranda cabin was $17,698 per person, or $35,396 for 2. Holland America's veranda cabin was $5,349 per person, or $10,698 for 2. The difference was $24,698. Viking was approximately 231% more expensive, or more than 3 times the Holland America total. At the closest standard size level, Viking's deluxe veranda was $36,796 for 2. Holland America's Vista Suite was $14,238. The difference was $22,558, making Viking approximately 158% more expensive. At the premium level, Viking's penthouse veranda was $42,796 for two. Holland America's signature suite was $19,298. The difference was $23,498, or approximately 122%. The Baltic comparison is not evidence that Viking will always cost 3 times as much. It is evidence that the price of a particular date and itinerary can overwhelm every general statement about which cruise line is usually better value. That is why we recommend comparing actual sailings rather than relying on a cruise line's reputation or advertised starting fare. The direct fares are only the beginning because the packages do not include exactly the same things. The Holland America fares already included the elite beverage package, related service charges, and gratuities. Viking included beer and wine with lunch and dinner, but not the Silver Spirits package or suggested gratuities. Silver Spirits is optional, so this scenario applies to travellers who want premium drinks available throughout the day, not every Viking passenger. So we added both to Viking's entry-level fare. For the 7-night cruise, Silver Spirits for two was $378 and suggested gratuities were $280. That increased Viking's total from $5,998 to $6,656, compared with Holland America's $3,588. For each 14-night cruise, Silver Spirits for two was $756 and suggested gratuities were $560. That increased the Mediterranean Viking total from $10,798 to $12,114, compared with $6,858 on Holland America. It increased the Baltic Viking total from $35,396 to $36,712, compared with $10,698 on Holland America. But this adjustment still does not make the packages identical, because it charges Viking for benefits included with Holland America without charging Holland America for the excursions and thermal spa access included with Viking. So we created one more comparison for a couple who would use all of those benefits. Viking lists 5 guided tours on the 7-night Journey to Antiquities itinerary, 12 on the 14-night Mediterranean and Adriatic Odyssey, and 10 on Scandinavian and Baltic capitals. So this time we have used a deliberately generous allowance of $150 per person per excursion. For Holland America, we then deducted the Have It All Shore excursion credit, already included in the fare. That produced an estimated net excursion cost for two of $1,300 on the 7-night Mediterranean cruise, $3,200 on the 14-night Mediterranean, and $2,600 on the Baltic cruise. We also allowed for newer Statinum's thermal suite. That added $358 for the couple on the shorter cruise and $718 on each longer cruise. This changes the Mediterranean comparisons considerably. On the 7-night cruise, Viking's adjusted premium falls from $3,068 to $1,410. On the 14-night Mediterranean, it falls from $5,256 to only $1,338, approximately 12%. So for passengers who would buy a premium drinks package, take an organised excursion in every port and purchase a full cruise thermal suite pass, Viking becomes much more competitive in the Mediterranean. The Baltic result is different. Even after giving Viking a generous $150 value for every included excursion and adding Holland America's thermal suite pass, Viking remains $22,696, or approximately 162% more expensive. This is why there is no single correct adjusted price. The answer depends on which inclusions you would genuinely use. It's also a deliberately high-use scenario. Passengers who are comfortable exploring independently or booking lower-cost third-party tours may spend considerably less on Holland America than this allowance assumes. There is one more major difference hidden behind the headline fares. On the offers we captured, Viking required only a $50 total deposit for a couple. That sounds exceptionally attractive, but the final balance was due much earlier, between 301 and 420 days before departure. Holland America required a larger deposit, ranging from a promotional $198 on some bookings to $1,200, but the final balance was due only 90 to 120 days before sailing. So which cruise line wins? If your priority is a quiet, adults-only atmosphere, a small and spacious ship, consistent cabin design, included specialty dining, one organised excursion in every port and complimentary access to an excellent thermal spa, Viking remains a very compelling product. If your priority is cabin choice, live entertainment, accessibility, solo accommodation, restaurant variety, and a substantially lower fare, Holland America is difficult to ignore. We have placed a link to our full Viking versus Holland America comparison spreadsheet in the description below. Please tell us in the comments which cruise line you would choose, and whether Viking's more quieter, more inclusive style would justify the premium for you. If you found this comparison useful, please give the video a like and subscribe to Rob Nawa Travels. And if you're also considering Oceania, watch our Viking versus Oceania comparison next. These are two similarly sized adults-only cruise lines aimed at mature travellers. But once we compared like-for-like fares and included what you would actually pay on board, the price difference was much larger than we expected. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.